All right, welcome back to another edition of Slink Paint.
I'm not Nims.
You're not Nims. This is like twice in a row. This is getting scary. Where's my Nims? I need my Nims. Nims, I love you. No, actually, this is my wife, Dee. She's joining us. Nims and I are getting ready for a tournament coming up, and we've just put the timing and all that stuff, and we got family lives and all that stuff, so we're trying to make sure that we get everything so squared away before we go to the big tournament. We're actually going to the Steel Open 2016. Yoo-hoo! So I'm looking forward to going to that. We're getting our lists prepared and stuff. Actually, I like your shirt that you got rocking here.
I like my Chewbacca. Yes,
you do like your Chewbacca. It kind of like matches your hair. It's like an extension. It kind of goes all the way up.
It doesn't look like it all blends.
Yeah, it does. That's pretty. I like that. I like how Chewbacca's eyes is like, he's like staring. He's like, what is Chewbacca? He does. Yeah, he's like got an attitude problem.
He does.
I like that. All right, so what we're going to do is an OPL. Definitely an OPL. Other people's lists. All right, so as far as what we're going to do, we're going to keep the same format, and you're just going to help me go through this, and we're going to see what we can do. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so who do we got?
We've got Michael J.
Okay, and he's running the
Slaves-Hound.
All right, so I look like he's running. I see Boba Fett running the firespray ship, and he's got the title card.
Yep, he's got Slave1.
All right, and so what is he running here? So it looks like he's got a bunch of stuff on here.
Yeah, he's got anti-pursuit lasers.
All right, so which is basically after an enemy ship executes a maneuver that causes it to overlap your ship, you roll one attack die on a hit or a crit. The enemy suffers 1 damage. I love this. I play this on my triple hounds because it's like I call it bump and grind. You want to bump, you want them to flip the die and get a hit or a crit. It's a 50-50 shot. Because there's 3 hits and 1 crit on the die, so it's basically almost a quarter toss or heads and tails toss.
Okay.
All right. So what has he got here?
He's got extra
munitions. All right. I know we're working on all these terminologies and stuff.
Working on it.
There's a lot of stuff. I know when you're going through the lists.
Yeah.
You're like, what does PTL stand for? Because everybody's abbreviating it.
There's a whole bunch of different.
All right. So. Extra munitions, which basically allows them to have a second either missile, torpedo, or bomb upgrade. Then he's also got inertial dampeners.
When you reveal your maneuver, you may discard this card to
instead perform a white zero maneuver. And then receive 1 stress token. Interesting. Okay. I love internal inertial dampeners that, on some ships. It's actually pretty cool. It's awesome when you can pump the brakes, right, and do a zero maneuver, and you stand still, and then all of a sudden your opponent's like, "What the heck was that?" And then they run into you, or whatever the case may be.
Oh wow!
He's also got Bombardier,
and that's when dropping a bomb, you may use the up 2 template instead of the up 1 template.
Up. We got to work on that.
But
it's actually just 2 forward, 1 forward. But yes, it does look like up.
Up 2. Like an up.
It's just straight 2.
Okay, straight.
Got it. Awesome. Then he's running
the Proton Bombs.
Okay, so when you reveal maneuver dial, you may discard this card to drop 1 Proton Bomb. This card detonates at the end of the activation phase, which is huge. And the Proton Bomb token, when this bomb detonates, deal 1 face-up crit, face-up damage card to each ship at range 1 of that token and discard that token. That's nice. Do remember, though, that it can impact your own ships. So if you're in range 1 of your own ships, you just lit yourself up. And then it's also running
the Veteran Instincts,
which is basically increasing him from an 8 to a 10. And then also Boba Fett's ability.
When attacking or defending, you may re-roll 1 of your dice for each enemy ship at range 1.
I like that. It's brutal. This is coming at 51 points, so that's definitely pretty interesting. So his next ship that he's also running a YV-666, the Devil ship. Bossk he's running on. And what's Bosk's ability?
And when you perform an attack that hits before dealing damage, you may cancel 1 of your hit crit results to add 2 hit results.
Oh, I love Bossk. Bossk is nasty, especially when you run Magna Cannon on him. You're getting that crit result out of it. So he's also running, looks like the title card.
Houndstooth,
yes.
Houndstooth.
And
After you are destroyed, before you are removed from the play area, you may deploy the
Natasha's pup.
Ship.
You know, the funny part is this. The funny part is when you're first going through Star Wars, I was just reading our daughter, right? She's reading, she's in first grade.
First grade.
Wow. How would I not know that?
First grade.
But anyway, she's reading a second grade level Star Wars book, right? It's like, learn how to read and stuff. And she's going, and she does, everything's fine up until you get to the names of either characters. I mean, like, she knows Darth Vader, she knows Luke Skywalker, but, like, some of the characters, she's just like, Jabba the Hutt. When she first saw Jabba the Hutt, she's like,
what is
that? Jabba? I'm like, Jabba the Hutt. But, yeah, so a lot of the Star Wars planets, names, species, names of characters are definitely hard. But, so what else has he got with this?
He's got the feedback array.
All right. And then basically during the combat phase, instead of performing an attack, you may receive 1 ion token to suffer 1 damage to choose 1 enemy ship at range 1. That ship suffers 1 damage as well. And then he's also running my favorite pal, Greedo. And Greedo shot first, damn it. Not Han. Everybody says, like, who shot first? Greedo did. All right. And then Greedo's thing is,
the first time you attack each round and the first time you defend each round, the first damage card dealt is dealt face up.
That's a double whammy because that can hurt you as well. So just keep that in mind. And then he's also running Mercenary Copilot.
When attacking at range 3, you may change one of your hit results to a crit result.
Right. And then Marksmanship. Action. Yep.
When attacking this round, you may change one of your focus results to a hit result.
Crit result.
No, crit result. And all of your other focus results to a hit result. Which is pretty brutal. And that kind of ties to everything that he's playing here. And then basically, if you look at that on the bottom, he says here, the Slaves-Hound, because I never see Proton Bombs. I mean, you rarely see bombs playing. Yeah.
I'm with the new TIE Bomber coming out with the Imperial Vets, I really do definitely want to make a list. I just want to see if I can bring bombs into play. Yeah. So, but I never see Proton Bombs, so I wanted to build, wanted a crit builder that has some bomb placement. Boba has the high pilot skill value, so you could decide when would be the best time to drop the bomb without having to guess where your targets are going to be. I like that. Bossk is just trying to be a heavy crit factory and could possibly trade in the feedback array for something else maybe. So I'm thinking
some tactics.
Tweaks, you mean?
Tweaks.
Tweaks. We're working on this. We're working on it. Nims, I miss you.
Some tweaks.
Yes, tweaks. All right, we're definitely going to do it to tweaks. All right. So as far as tweaks, looking at this list, I mean, Boba Fett, I probably keep as is. I like that. I like what he's got set up. He's really thought about a lot of different things in here. He's got the Bombardier, so you can use the 2 template forward to drop the bombs. I like the Inertial Dampeners, so he can pump the brakes. The only thing, though, is he receives a stress token. The Proton Bombs, I think you can still drop, if I recall. It says when you reveal your maneuver die, you may discard this card to drop 1 Proton Guard. So it's not an action, so you can still do it when you're stressed. So if you're running Inertial Dampeners, you can drop your bomb, which is nice.
That's cool.
Yep. And then he's running extra munitions to give you an extra Proton Bomb. So this is definitely good for swarms. So if you see ships that are packed and tight and they just completed a maneuver, because he's a higher skill value pilot, he gets the maneuver last, and then he sees where everybody went. I'm going to go boop and drop. I can use the Inertial Dampeners and play that card and just do a 0 white maneuver instead of the maneuver that I picked on my maneuver dial. That's huge. So basically you're manipulating maneuvers based on what everybody else did already on the field. Good stuff. So he's also got, as far as the other tweaks I might make, looking at Greedo, I see what he's trying to do here. I may run Boba Fett. But the problem, though, is you're changing your Bossk's ability. You're changing crits to 2 hit results. I might want to keep the crit and maybe use Boba Fett instead of Greedo, so I can actually take off some, using Mercenary Copilot's ability, take off an upgrade card from Boba Fett's ability, Boba Fett crew card. But then again, actually, no, you can't put Boba Fett crew card on. Because he's running Boba Fett as the pilot.
Oh.
You can't have the same unique named thing. I just thought about that.
So you wouldn't be able to do that.
Damn it.
See?
This is the fun part, fun and joys of building a list. It's like all the different things you can and cannot do and trying to figure it out. A lot of the list building tools, if you check out our resource guide, slinkpaint.com, hover over X-Wing, and you'll see a resource guide at the bottom. List builder tools, a lot of it helps you filter out what you can and cannot do.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't put Boba Fett as a All right, well, but I probably wouldn't change much then. Maybe Houndstooth card if I tweak it enough.
Yeah.
But I can see what he's doing. He's playing Marksmanship as an action to get the focus results, to crit results, and then he can add more damage. So, you know what? And then the feedback array is just in case if they get past them, he can still zap them for 1 damage, which I like. And especially with the hull and shields ability of the Hounds. He got 6 hull and 6 shield. I think that's going to do fine. All right, so...
so now, like for fighting...
So how do I fly this bad boy?
Yeah, how do you...
All right, how I fly this bad boy.
How do you fly it?
So if I was flying this, I like flying large ships. I fly my triple Hounds. I probably would definitely not keep them close together because especially with the Proton Bombs that Boba Fett has, I probably definitely would not keep them close together. I probably line them up a little bit, maybe further enough distance. Now, you are, because of Bossk's pilot skill value of 7 and Boba Fett's VI instincts upgrade to a pilot skill value of 10, you definitely be putting your ships last. You can see where your enemy's putting ships. If you're running a swarm or some tight-knit ships that are tight, your opponent's kind of keeping close together, I would probably line up Boba Fett as much as I can close to that so I can leverage the Proton Bombs. Yeah. And then just basically go in there, do your business, and figure out when you want to drop those Proton Bombs, light them up, leverage the anti-pursuit lasers, let them bump you so they can roll a die, and then let Bossk, for lack of better words, be your flanker, be your crit factory, like he said. That's what I would do.
So then, what would be the...
how to fly against this bad boy?
Fly against this bad boy.
Fly against it. You know, that's a good question because I'm looking at... They're both nasty ships. Both of them, both Boba Fett's, I'm looking at his abilities and stuff. You don't want to get close to Boba Fett because you got a Proton Bombs, right? But at the same time, you also, on the Hound, you got feedback array. So focus fire is definitely the biggest thing. Take all your ships, try to focus fire on one large ship. You're chewing through 6 hull and 4 shields on Boba Fett's Slave1, and then 6 hull and 6 shields on the Hound. That's a lot of points to go through and shoot through. But it's doable. Like if I was playing my Baby Blues or some other hard-hitting ship list, I would definitely try to focus fire. Understand that I'm going to probably lose a ship in the process, but that's okay as long as I'm taking out the big boy. Look at the points on this thing. This is 49 points for Bossk's ship. Boba Fett's ship is 51 points. If you knock down half of that ship, by the rules, you get half the points. So for Boba Fett's ship, you're getting basically 25 points if you knock down, was it 6 hull and 4 shields, so 5. If you get knocked down to 5 hull left, you basically get rewarded half the points. That's one of the new rules that Fantasy Flight came out with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because, a lot of people were outfitting large ships, and then what happens was, like, it would take forever to knock one out.
Oh, yeah.
And point-wise, they said, okay, well, let's knock it down half so you get at least half the value.
That's good.
Because a lot of large ships were a lot of hull and shield.
And it takes a long time.
It takes a long time, right. So, my biggest thing is, like, focus fire. That's probably how I would fly against it. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. How would you guys tweak this list? How would you fly it? How would you fly against it? Leave it in the comments below. We want to know. Definitely leave your feedback. Tell Michael J, what do you think of this list as far as, like, what would you tweak? How would you play it? All that fun stuff. What would you change on this list? Would you change out some pilots and some and some upgrade cards? Let us know. And while you're doing that, you can check us out on Facebook.com/SlingPaint, Twitter.com/SlingPaint, and also our website, SlingPaint.com. We put a whole bunch of videos up there, and also where you can submit topics and comments and suggestions and lists, what have you. And it's right here, SlingPaint.com/submit. And if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us in any of those social media channels or our website.
Great. That was great. Thank you for subscribing.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate you
Yes,
subscribes.
we do.
We do. Bye. Say bye, Gracie.
Bye, Gracie.
Bye, guys.